The blue screen of death is still there. Clear Sky really needs an IT expert to fix this. How else could I play video games while recovering? Miraculously, the zone spared my life again, but I couldn't save my saviors. I'll be loyal to Clear Sky from now on, but I won't let them know right away. I'll talk to Lebedev about the situation. He'll most likely ask for the help of the experienced mercenary, and seemingly reluctantly, I will agree.
You survived the emission again. I'm not even that surprised. Our boys picked you up not far from the tower when things calmed down a bit. You know, Bien Polev was right. You defy scientific explanation. He believes that you acquired some, let's say, unusual abilities, which help you survive anomalous activity that would literally tear anyone else down to atoms. Also, it looks like something is increasing your body's performance in several areas, to the point where our monitoring equipment goes off the scale. Wait, don't get too excited. There's always a fly in the ointment. Every emission harms your nervous system, and if this continues, you will die.
Why do emissions occur this often?
A normal emission is the release of energy accumulated in the zone. A discharge, if you like. But what's happening now is completely different. In my opinion, the increasing regularity of these emissions is the zone's response to some sort of serious threat, akin to the response provided by a human immune system. It is difficult to rationally explain coexistence between humans and the zone. The zone tolerates us in some areas and forbids us from going to others. Whatever is beyond the Scorcher and further towards the center of the zone is taboo, a place where stalkers are not supposed to set foot. I think that recent events in the zone are related to the fact that someone broke that taboo and made it past the brain Scorcher.
Someone got past the Scorcher? What risks does this pose for the zone?
It's hard to say. To answer that question, I would need to know what's in the center of the zone. Some say the monolith, others say the Vishgranter. The more unpretentious ones dream about fields of rare artifacts. I was at the power plant myself, a young specialist at the time, but I don't know what's there now. What I can say is that the Scorcher appeared for a reason. It prevents the center of the zone from being reached. People cannot go beyond the brain Scorcher.
Is there a real way to pass the Scorcher? Even a theoretical one?
I didn't think so until the large emission. Hell, nobody thought so. However, if you consider the emissions to be a defensive reaction, then the answer is obvious. Someone made it through the Scorcher, and the emission was the zone's response. And since the emissions haven't stopped, whoever it was must still be alive. The zone is trying to get them, and it's killing everything that's alive in the process.
What is the danger of such frequent emissions?
I know a lot about the zone, but I can't share everything with you. You'll just have to trust me on some things. A system, any system, needs to be in equilibrium. The zone is unstable right now, and this instability is increasing. If the constant emissions aren't stopped, the zone will become so unstable that a new disaster will occur. Which brings us to what Clear Sky is doing. We're trying to prevent that disaster.
Prevent a disaster? You're not even strong enough to fight off bandits.
You're right, but we do know how to prevent a disaster and stop the emissions, and that means something.
Lots of confidence you got there. So, what's the plan?
We have to find out who was in the center of the zone and stop them at any price.
Why are you telling me this, of all people?
There's a strange connection between you and the zone. On the one hand, every new emission gradually kills you. On the other hand, you survive in situations where others don't stand a chance. My gut feeling tells me that your abilities, your gift, your curse, call it what you will, they mean you can get through places that others wouldn't even dream of. And at the moment, we need to act very quickly.
Not sure I wanna jump right in the thick of things. Why do I have to take part in this?
I knew you'd ask that. The answer is simple. If the emissions aren't stopped, your nervous system will burn out and you'll die. Help us and you'll save yourself. Now this may sound like a line from a corny movie, but you really don't have a choice.
Looks like my options are pretty limited.
Unfortunately, yes. So, will you help us?
Yes.
Then listen carefully. We have made use of all our contacts and connections in the zone. As a result, we know that a certain stalker at the cordon was asking Sidorovich about some very strange components. That's all we have for the moment. But it's a lead.
That'll be fine. How do I reach the cordon?
Through the swamps, of course, how else? But remember what I said. After the emission, a whole army of all kinds of scum turned up in the area. Now they control almost everything. We are under siege, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. So before we can help you get to the cordon, we have to regain control of the swamps. And with your help, I think we should be able to do it.
Understood. Wait a minute. Reaching the Great Swamp is easy. Our guides will lead you out. But if you want to actually survive there, you need to learn about the current tactical situation. So, if you're curious about any of that, just ask. What's the tactical situation like? In a word, shit. In two, deep shit. Our fighters can hardly hold the Great Swamps. They are being constantly pushed back by bandits and monsters. The enemy simply outnumbers us. What must be done to gain control over the swamps? Reduce the enemy's numbers. Or to put it simply, shoot down as many as possible of those who are shooting at us. If you don't, our fighters will have no chance of securing the swamps. What are you doing here? Trying to get some rest. Assembling pieces of information the guys bring me. Consulting our valiant leader. You see, we guides are Clear Sky's eyes and ears at the swamps. What can you offer me? Go an extra mile, find the dead soldier's backpack, and you'll get your expenses back with interest. How much is going to set me back? 400. So, what's actually in there? First aid kit. Are you crazy? I don't have that much cash. Well, come back when you have enough. These will be useful while helping out these guys. After all, without them, my flesh will be devoured and digested in the belly of the smelly pseudo-dogs.
Hello there. Oh, welcome, guest from foreign lands. What come you with? A bursting purse? A prized exotic wonders?
Neither, unfortunately. I got hit by an emission and barely survived. Totally empty now. The emission seems to have scattered all my goodies all over the
I heard
swamps.
your story. I reckon the main thing is that you're still alive. Stuff is easy enough to replace, as long as the zone is kind to you. So, you gonna trade, or you got some questions for me?
Yeah, even at the swamps in a hush-hush joint like this one, there's a place for a trader. What do you know?
That's the sort of people we are. You can't buy an extra 15 minutes of life, or a spare store from death. But us traders are needed everywhere, even in the zone, even in the swamps, and even underground. It's an illusion that the zone is under lock and key, and the army has all the ways in and out sealed. Think about it. Nowadays, artifacts and rare specimens from the zone can be found all over the world. And your fellow stalkers never have a shortage of canned meat, vodka, ammo, or equipment. Somebody's got to be responsible for all that, right? Well, that's where we come in. In this place, it ain't like selling bootleg CDs on the outside with the cops up your ass every damn day. Around here, the situation is very simple. The outside world has an interest in the zone and vice versa. But it's officially forbidden, prohibited, and all that bullshit. That's what we're here for. We make sure all those interests are satisfied and everybody's happy. There's a joke among traders that if someone points a gun at you, your best bet is to try to buy it off them.
I see, except it seems to me that your business isn't doing too well.
Let's not talk about it. You have no idea how tired I am of peddling these trinkets. There's a ton of ordinary artifacts out there, but the best tidbits pass this place by. I haven't had a unique item in my store for ages.
Why the limited selection?
Who knows? Maybe stalkers have already found everything there is to find. Hiding behind the Scorcher would be a dream. I heard you can get enough artifacts there to last you a lifetime. Provided your life doesn't end there then. It's about time us traders joined forces and used our connections to find a way of getting past that thing.
You aren't the only ones looking in that direction.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, listen, I've told you too much as it is. Time is money. So if you want to trade, go ahead. If not, I'll see you around.
You got something for me? Alrighty, bye.
Good luck to you.
Let's see what he's selling. Shotgun, shells, shot shells and slug shells. First aid kit, 9x18 ammo for the Makarov, repair kit and ammo for the Mosin Nagant rifle. I've only got 80 rubles, that won't be enough for anything yet. The sky became very cloudy while I talked to the trader. He has a Mosin Nagant, the famous Soviet rifle we all know from the World War II movies. They weren't nearly as good as the German Kar 98s, but the scopes they put on them were much better than the German ones, and like that, they became good sniper rifles. While out on a night mission, Clear Sky squad ran into a war lair. It's probably too late to save the men, but the squad commander had a modified Makarov. The pistol will be useful to the faction. Return. Okay, I will return it along with 3 boxes of shotgun shells.
I'll be there. What's up? See for yourself. There's hardly any equipment. It's like life after a nuclear war. If we do get a hold of something, it's about to fail anyway, and there ain't shit around to use for spare parts. That's why I'm having to adapt whatever I find and use it as best I can. Only last week I needed to make a radio receiver. What do you think I used for parts? That's right, a goddamn fridge. I'm not sure whether to laugh or cry.
Huh, this ain't no walk in the park.
Yeah, there ain't much to get excited about around here. Not like the garbage. I heard they dug up old Soviet caches. After the accident at the Chernobyl NPT, they sent convoys there with contaminated vehicles and equipment and all sorts of other crap. They thought it was all waste because it was radioactive. That was then. Nowadays, nobody would even call that radiation. So there's a real gold rush going on there. Stalkers are flocking over there from all over the zone to dig for loot. It's a pity not much of it filters through down here, unless Lebedev sent the boys to pick up specific components.
Well, how are things going for you personally?
Nothing special. I repair and upgrade weapons and suits. Basically, I do whatever needs getting done. If you need something fixed, I'm your man. Yeah, if I could get a few spare parts, I would make the guys some real nice toys. Weapons, armor, equipment, I take them all to a whole new level. Remember, if you bump into something useful, bring it here, and I'll do it all real nice. That's a promise.
You got any work for me? He's looking for 3 diagrams, 2 for the MP5 submachine gun, barrel modification and muzzle brake modification, and Kevlar body armor mod for the leather jackets, which I already have. Okay, I'll bring you whatever I find.
Well, good luck.
I have a sawn-off shotgun, which can be used as a sidearm instead of a pistol, the already known double-barrel shotgun, and the Makarov pistol, the Soviet legacy, that is the common pistol in the zone, reliable and cheap. It's basically the copy of the Walter PPK. Long before the Chinese, the Soviets were already the masters of copying.
I'm glad to see you, young man. You look considerably better.
What happened to me?
You already have a basic understanding of some things, while others will necessitate a more detailed explanation. The inexplicable fact is that twice you were affected by emissions and survived. Clearly, you were not subjected to the peak of these emissions because you most certainly would have been killed. However, it does appear that you are able to survive emission levels that are lethal in others. That is the general outline of what took place.
Yeah, I ain't feeling too good.
It's true some of your abilities, such as motor skills, reaction and endurance, improve rapidly after the emission. It seems that the emission supplied your body with energy. Conversely, this brief period of strength is followed by a sharp decline in your well-being, the effects of which you are currently experiencing. Finally, I'm going to tell you something you already know. The emissions are destroying your nervous system. If they keep reoccurring, you will die, or what's worse, lose your intelligence and your very self.
Can you stop the destruction of my nervous system?
Regrettably, no. The best I can do for you is to reduce the negative impact of emissions on your body. I am currently concluding a series of tests, and after Lebedev confirms the results, I will be in a position to carry out the necessary procedures. However, I would like to stress once again the fact that this is not a panacea. It will not solve the problem. All you are getting now is a little more time until the point when your nervous system begins to break down.
Can you do anything else for me?
Alas, that is all. The only other thing I can do for you is answer any questions you may have.
I've seen all types of folks in the zone. Some came here chasing their dreams, some in search of the zone's wonders, and some are just looking for loot. Why does Clear Sky study the zone?
People are mistaken in their belief that they understand the essence of what the zone truly is. Some consider it to be a universal evil, others a wonder sent down to humanity, and others still consider it no more than a source of riches. They are all wrong. The zone is impossible to understand when viewed through the prism of human perception. Moreover, it is far too early for humans to even try. Ergo, the actions of both the government and stalkers with respect to the zone are misguided, and I fear that the potential consequences may be, or indeed are, completely unpredictable. Naturally, this represents a terrible danger.
So, what is the zone?
Young man, if only I had the answer to that question. We are studying the zone meticulously in hopes of finding it. The zone appeared as a result of the actions, let's call them misguided human actions, and we are unable to return to the status quo. The zone cannot be destroyed, nor will it disappear of its own accord. We, Clear Sky, believe that there is only one way to reconcile man with the zone: coexistence.
Why is the zone having the shakes? Know anything about that?
How can I best explain? Let's put it like this. Any complicated system in nature, and that includes the zone, automatically seeks equilibrium in the absence of destabilizing external factors. That was the case here in recent years. The zone was stable and there were no significant deviations from the norm. And now we've seen a gigantic emission that has changed the face of the zone. The system became unstable, distorted, a glitch of sorts. The zone is spewing out emission after emission and pumping itself full of energy with each one, so much so that the readings on my sensors oscillate with unbelievable speed. And unless we find a way of reversing this trend, the result will be a disaster of far greater proportions than the 1986 catastrophe. The most important lesson in all this is that this glitch is not a product of natural causes. This is human handiwork.
I wish I knew whose it is.
And that's what we are attempting to find out. Perhaps knowing who disrupted the zone's equilibrium will give us a chance to prevent a disaster.
Is it really in man's power?
Since man caused this mess in the first place, man may well be the only one able to set it right. In any event, I very much hope that is the case.
In what way, exactly? What is the point of the rescue plan?
I fear that question is not one I can answer. I suggest you address it to Lebedev.
See you later. Kevlar armor, flash drive. Jellyfish artifact. This gravitational artifact absorbs radioactive particles, reducing the effects of radiation on the body. Very common in the zone. Repair kit contains gun oil and spare parts to maintain and repair weapons and armor. I found information about the upgrades you were looking for.
Remember, to be a good shooter, get your gun talking at the right time.
I have more than 1000 rubles now. Let's see what we can upgrade. Upgrading the shotgun is the least expensive. The cheek pad and the rubber handguards together decrease the recoil by 50%. The striker replacement improves reliability by 10% and reduces the chance of misfiring. We also repaired the Makarov, but its upgrade have to wait. The sun is shining again. It's a good day to die. Not for me, for others. It's time for me to pay my debt to Clear Sky and kill some bandits.
You have my full attention. You have some business for me or what?